Good morning and welcome to the Daily Accelerated Growth Call. This is your call for Monday, November 9th, 2015. Let me adjust the gain on my mic. It looks like I'm redlining a little too much. A little video making tip for you. You don't want to redline too much on the input. So, today we're talking about what happens when I get back from a conference. We hit the ground running. I'm on overwhelm. So much to catch up on and so much that I want to follow up on. I can't possibly do it all at once. So I prioritize, and before I can prioritize, I need to make a list of the ideas and thoughts and things I need and want to do. But before we do any of that, let's take a moment of calm. In fact, that's sort of the perfect time to do it. As soon as you recognize that you're on overwhelm and your thoughts are flooding in and you don't know which thing to do first or which thought to sort of heed first, take a moment of calm, quiet your mind, and then it'll come back to you, very likely in an order that makes sense in terms of priority in any case. So, not to confuse you, but when you're going through this may be a good time to use a new or different project management solution than whichever one you're accustomed to using. And the reason for that is to make it stand out, right? Otherwise, I know for me, a lot of times, the tasks that I create in the existing project management solutions that I use, and I use several because I use different ones for different purposes, but I have a primary one, and I've pretty much moved that over to Trello from Evernote. So whether it was in Trello or Evernote, I tend to find that sometimes things get lost in the mix. I throw things in there into an inbox, and then I go through and I sort of categorize and prioritize and tag things with labels in Trello. And Evernote, it was actual tags. And they can get lost because a lot of times there'll be things like the kinds of things we come off the heels of a conference with that are things that we want to follow up on, but it's not something that I have to do today. And so then I start prioritizing the things that I have to do today based on promises I made or, based on things that frankly are going to bring money in the door. That usually always has to be the top priority in any business. Cash flow is the lifeblood of the business. It's the oxygen of the business. We actually heard that said at QuickBooks Connect this week. So I want to suggest that you use a separate project management solution. First of all, it's a great way to go play with something new, and if you're like me, then you'll love that. But also to keep it on the side as a high priority and make it stand out. So go and try. Maybe there's one you've been wanting to try. Go try it. Use that to just kind of list and organize and prioritize the thoughts that are in your mind. And what I find is that as soon as I purge those thoughts and use them to or not use them to do anything, but rather just drop them down digitally, or some people actually like pen and paper, and that helps people organize their thoughts. As much as I'm a fan of digital, I totally respect that. One of my virtual assistants actually does things that way. When she's trying to learn something that I'm teaching her, she'll take handwritten notes, and I see the results. I see that pretty much after one session with her, writing those things down, she just gets it. So that's, I will never knock anybody for doing that. You do what works for you, but do something different and separate so that you kind of highlight those points that you took away that maybe they're not priorities in the sense that they're not going to bring money in your door today, or they might. Maybe they're ideas that you really want to employ, but maybe they're going to take some time to grow and build and, plant those seeds. But you don't want to lose track of them because you have great ideas and great intentions with respect to those ideas, and we want to make sure that we follow through. So put them on the side in a separate project management application. Look at them every single day and make it a point to consciously be aware of the fact that you want to make sure that you integrate them. And I suggested this in a blog post that I posted earlier this week, right here on the Nerd Enterprises blog. Oops, wrong one. Here on the Nerd Enterprises blog, I'd suggested in my QB Connect the day after that what you might do is actually create a, I'm not even on screen. I'm looking on my other screen. Nope, not what I wanted to do. My mouse is not behaving. All right, let's do this the old-fashioned way. Rather than clicking and dragging, let's just go right to the blog here. But in my QB Connect blog, what I suggest is that you just go out in your calendar and sometime within the next week, block off a time, maybe even a whole day. It'll be a fun day for you, actually. But block out the whole day for conference follow-up, right? So you can organize those ideas and the business cards that you collected. I've got my stack right here, and at some point before I go to sleep tonight, I'm going to go through every one of these cards and probably open up a spreadsheet, maybe even do it in Smartsheet, but list all the people, first, last, and email at the very least, so I can get an email out to people and follow up with them. So set aside the time to do that follow-up. Use a different project management app than the one you're normally using day in and day out, so that you kind of make it stand out and put it off to the side. And that's it. The whole idea is to keep the thoughts separate for a minute and then bring them in so you don't lose track. And mind you, this can be used anytime, anywhere you want. Just to make sure you stay on point with something that's really important to you. You don't want it sort of lost in the shuffle of all the other day-to-day tasks that you're constantly tracking and managing in whatever project management application you're accustomed to using. Which, of course, brings me up to my next and final point, which is SleaderCon is coming up as of the day I'm recording this, Monday, November 9th, 2015. Next week, if you haven't already, sign up, use the code NERD60, and I'm going to be going over 8 different project management applications. So if you're not sure which one to use for a purpose like this, come to the conference. I'll show you 8 of them and give you a high-level overview and review of the applications so that you can help determine which one you might use for purposes exactly like what I'm describing here. That's it for your daily accelerated growth call for today. Don't forget to come over to schoolofanswers.com and sign up so that you can actually participate live in a daily call with myself and Stacy Kildall, and we'll walk you through whatever you need help being walked through in terms of getting more organized, being more productive, getting more accomplished, getting more done, and having more fun so that you can enjoy life and feel like you're being productive at the same time. As always, I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you on the call.